191 Collabs, presented by Pinnacle Financial Partners, brings Grizz Nation hyper-local Grizz gear from Memphis designers. The next drop is the top-notch collection from proud Memphian Brandon Hobbs and his clothing brand M-Town Merch. The homage to Memphis culture, classic sportswear, and elevated street style is only available at the Grizzlies Den on Friday, November 7th when the Grizzlies host the Dallas Mavericks. Get your tickets today at grizzlies.com/tickets or visit the FedEx Forum box office.
Jeff Dunham, Artificial Intelligence, his all-new tour.
You're the other white meat. Gameday, how can you be so smart on one hand and so stupid on the other?
Well, you're half of it.
I realize I could have avoided all this years ago with one simple word. I do not. Silence!
Don't miss a Memphis. Friday, April 10th, FedEx Forum. Tickets on sale Monday, September 29th at jeffdunham.com.
Calling all collectors! Topps NBA basketball trading cards are back. It's available in the Grizzlies Den by Fanatics and online at Topps.com. Rip into bold color parallels, electric inserts, relics, and autographed cards from today's biggest stars and the next-gen talent. Look out for rookie cards of Cooper Flagg and Dylan Harper, plus Grizzlies favorites John Morant, Jalen Wells, and so many more. You don't want to miss this drop. Grab your set before it's gone.
Watching the Grizzlies is easy with FanDuel Sports Network. If you have cable or satellite, you're all set. Find us on your channel lineup. You can also use your TV provider login to watch games on the FanDuel Sports Network app. No cable or satellite? Subscribe directly to FanDuel Sports Network online. You can also watch on Prime Video by adding a FanDuel Sports Network subscription. Not sure where to start? Visit FanDuelSportsNetwork.com to learn more.
Live from the Built Ford Tough studio at FedEx Forum, it's the Gary Parrish Show, presented by Ortho South, on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Now, here's your host, Gary Parrish.
Parrish, I'm speaking to you from the Built Ford Tough studio. We're in FedEx Forum, downtown Memphis. Bennett Doyle right there producing the program. Glad he's with me. Glad you're with me. Hope you're getting through the day best you can. And I hope you're ready to stay up late again tonight because the Grizzlies are... Oh, they're still west of the Mississippi. They're in Phoenix tonight. We got a 9 o'clock tip. We're going to talk about it momentarily. I got a big question for Big Bet Bennett. First, though, quickly, let me set today's schedule for you. The next segment in about 20 minutes. If he can beat this rain, Chris Vernon is going to join me. He, of course, is the host of the Chris Vernon Show, weekdays noon, Grind City Media. I'll talk to him about all things Grizzlies. Chris Vernon will be here in the next segment. Finish talking to him, take a break, come back, do 5 more things you need to know, at which point we will discuss 5 previously undiscussed stories. Among them, Toronto won Game 4 of the 2025 World Series last night. Final score, Blue Jays 6, Dodgers 2. Vlad Jr. with a 2-run bomb off of Shohei. So it's now a best-of-3 series. Game 5 later tonight. It's at Dodger Stadium. We're going to talk baseball in about 40 minutes. Michael Jordan, the GOAT. He was back on NBC last night talking to Mike Tirico. The topic this time, load management. I'll tell you what he said. We'll do that in just a bit. Jaylen Brown, hilariously, called LeBron James for hairline advice.
No, he didn't.
On his podcast stream. Yes.
Oh, so okay, I got it.
He called LeBron James after his incident against the Knicks in recent days for hairline advice because, oh, buddy, he apparently needs it. Wonderful story originating from the NBA. We don't have to get caught up on all that gambling stuff. Sometimes we can just talk about men's hair.
Yep.
We'll discuss it a little later on in the show. Manny Pacquiao said he and Floyd Mayweather might fight again in 2026. Boxing's the saddest sport. We'll spend a few minutes on that in the third segment. And a truck filled with monkeys turned over in Mississippi, and several monkeys have escaped. Initially, we were told they had STDs.
Yeah, it was an alarming headline.
The initial headline was like, I was like,
whoa, is this outbreak?
Lock the doors. Hey, boys, get inside. We got monkeys with herpes running around in the state of Mississippi. Woo! Now, probably not. We got monkeys loose. That's a fact. But they probably aren't carrying around STDs the way we were originally told. Either way, it's a wild story. I'll get you updated on it. I'll tell you everything you need to know and probably a lot of stuff you don't need to know. We'll do that during a segment we call 5 More Things You Need to Know. Then we'll eventually do GP's Carry Out and we'll call it a day. So that's the rundown. We got a lot to get to. But I did want to start with your Memphis Grizzlies because tonight, Game 5 of the Grizzlies scheduled 82, it's going to take place in downtown Phoenix. Grizz Suns inside the Mortgage Matchup Center.
What?
Hold on.
This is new.
It is new.
This is brand new.
The Mortgage Matchup Center. That's where we're playing this thing tonight. This arena in downtown Phoenix.
Okay.
It was built in 1992.
Wow.
I know.
Okay.
It's been around for a minute.
Makes me feel pretty good about our situation, frankly. That's a long time. 92.
They've
been playing in that arena since 92.
I mean, it's been refurbished, of course,
and
I got redone,
you.
But
that's just rare.
This building has been there since 1992, and it was built at a cost of $89 million. These days, $89 million barely get you a dozen eggs at Kroger, you know? Or one PJ Washington. You can get a dozen eggs at Kroger or one PJ Washington for $89 million. You can look that up. That's a fact. But how about this? Trivia time.
Okay.
This ridiculous old building, Mortgage Matchup Center, has been around since 1992.
Okay.
And it is on its 6th different name. It has 5 previous names. Let's see how many you can get.
Oh, my gosh. I don't know if I can get any of them.
Let's see how many versions of this building's name Big Bet Bennett knows off the top of his goofy head.
Okay, what is... all right, I'm trying to think of, like, Phoenix's big brands. Dude, I don't know if I can get one of them. What has it been called in the past?
Bennett, where did Dan Marley play?
I don't know.
Bennett, where did Kevin Johnson play?
I just know it as like the Valley of the Sun.
Bennett. Well, like this time last year, you know what we were calling it?
Was it?
It was the Footprint Center.
I don't even remember that.
You don't remember the Footprint Center?
I don't even remember that.
Well, that's not good marketing for them.
I've never been to Arizona, by the way. I've flown over it, but I've never been in it.
You haven't flown over it on the way to Las Vegas because you've never been and you will never go.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
So, I mean, you can't really fault me for not knowing a lot about their brands.
You and I have talked about these places. We said just like this, and we've talked about these places. The Footprint Center. Before it was the Footprint Center.
Okay.
It was Phoenix Suns Arena. Somebody wasn't doing a good job.
What the hell?
Somebody couldn't sell their arena.
That's tough.
Somebody could. You got to hire a new staff. And you can't, if you got to go into a season calling your home Phoenix Suns Arena, something's gone wrong.
Yeah,
somebody has not done their job well.
That's no good.
That's no good. Before it was Phoenix Suns Arena, you're going to remember this one, I know.
Okay.
It was Talking Stick Resort.
I remember that. We had fun with that one. We had fun with that one, yes.
Talking Stick Resort. Before that, it was U.S. Airways Center.
I remember that.
And then this is the one you'll most remember,
okay.
I think. This is where you go back to your childhood.
Okay.
America West Arena.
I guess so.
The Suns played in America West Arena. But tonight, Grizz Suns, we're going to do it.
I don't know. Those are all forgettable to me.
We're going to do it inside Mortgage Matchup Center. Tip is at 9 o'clock. The Grizz are 1.5-point favorites, in part because, do you see the status report? Our old buddy Dylan Brooks is listed as out for the Phoenix Suns tonight.
That's disappointing.
Is it?
Yeah, that's disappointing.
Jalen Green also out tonight.
Is he out? I saw his game time decision.
ESPN status report
saying he's out?
Is listing him as out.
Okay, good.
You know what? That's exactly right. Good. We sit around every day talking about everybody's hurt. Everybody's hurt. Why is everybody always hurt? And I like seeing other people go through some stuff. You know, I don't wish bad things for Jalen Green or Dylan Brooks, but sometimes I like to see other people going through some stuff. And why didn't Grizzlies PR tweet this out?
I know. That would have been nice.
If the struggle with @Grizzlies PR, if the forever struggle is that you are a franchise-owned X account that demoralizes your fan base far too often. Why wouldn't you want to balance that out with some stuff that would make your fan base feel good?
Yeah.
Like, hey guys, just want to let you know, just passing it along. The Suns are down 2 starters tonight. Would that make you feel good?
Yeah, I guess they could do that.
I mean, sure, why not? Just, hey, we've sent you our status report, and like Santi's on it, and that's not great. And then
Did you see what he's on it for? A shoulder soreness.
Yeah, because he got tackled in the middle of a game. Yes.
I just think that's he may really be having shoulder.
But you know
love
what?
the posturing.
I
love
yes,
it.
If it is posturing, it's good posturing.
Yes.
You make
look what Draymond did to our player.
You make the NBA look at that.
Yes.
You say the NBA. Somebody in the NBA office has to look at that and go, "Oh, the Grizzlies added a new player to the status report. Who is it? Santi Aldama. What's the deal with him? Shoulder. What happened with him? Let me show you.
Yeah.
Let me show you what happened to him.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Draymond tackled him again. Draymond hit him again for no reason. All right? That's,
I like it.
But, okay, so we don't like to see that. If I were Grizzlies PR, put me in charge at Grizzlies PR. You know what we're doing? We're sending out our status report, and then we're coming right underneath it with by the way, Dylan Brooks also out. Jalen Green reportedly out. Suns could be down 2 starters. Life ain't so bad.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how good that is for us. Like sometimes Dylan can hurt you, or he can be helpful. Like it just depends, right? He could shoot them out of the game quickly, or he could play great defense and rally them. And so I don't know how to feel about that one.
I just like the idea of, like, from an entertainment perspective, watching Dylan Brooks play against the Grizzlies.
Yes.
So I would prefer him to play.
Too.
Because it's a more enjoyable, 2+ hours tonight at 9 o'clock sitting in a chair. But for the purposes of trying to win as many games as you can to best position yourself in the playoffs, you're better off if Dylan Brooks is not on the other team. I do think that's what we have learned, regardless of how you felt in the moment when he's talking crazy to LeBron and turning the franchise into a joke and himself into a cartoon character. Regardless of how you felt at the time, I think as time has passed, we can acknowledge that your basketball team is probably better with him than without.
Yeah, I mean, I think that
he brings something to that they don't have in his absence.
You're not better with him being like, one of the big 3 per se, but you are better with him as a, starting role player on your team.
We did not like the way he approached his role on this team with this franchise, and perhaps he would have never been able to approach it any differently.
Right, it just might be how he plays, yeah. We're seeing it in Phoenix.
How he plays specifically here, because he was a better version of himself in Houston. He just was.
Yes.
He was more of what you would have liked him to be here, and the result was lots of wins.
That's right.
And so it's possible he was just never going to be able to do that for this franchise. You hear about this sometimes in marriages, right? Like, 2 people get divorced for whatever reasons people might get divorced, and then they go on and they're both better partners in their next relationships, in their next marriages. And you go, man, if you guys could have ever figured this out, you ought to probably not had to go through all that.
Right.
And you might hear, well, he was never going to be able to be this version of himself in that marriage, or she was never going to be able to be that version of herself in that marriage. They were always both probably going to have to move on to find themselves and whatever it is they were looking for. And maybe Dylan Brooks is an example of that in sports. But I think, broadly speaking, he impacts your basketball team in a whole bunch of ways. But when you chop it all up, it's a net positive.
Yes.
I think it's probably a net positive.
Agreed.
I was at Big Ten Media Day a few weeks ago. I was talking to Dana Altman, who is the coach at Oregon and coached Dylan Brooks in college. Oregon's in the Big Ten, by the way, if that confuses you. It is weird sometimes just to see their logo on the Big Ten thing.
So weird.
And I was talking to Dana, and we stumbled into a conversation about Dylan, and he was like, they're not the same. I'm not quoting him here, but he was like, they're not the same without him, are they? And I was like, it doesn't, it has not been the same since he left. That's true. And he was like, I don't again, I'm paraphrasing. He was like, I'm not going to try to defend everything he's ever said or done, or pretend he didn't drive me crazy sometimes. But he makes your basketball team better. Mm-hmm. And he makes other people around him. He raises their energy and all of that stuff.
He raises the competition. That's right.
He brings something that is not there in his absence. So even though I did not want him to continue to be a part of the Grizzlies franchise, I was ready for him to go, and I co-signed it on the way out. I can acknowledge, as years have passed, that I don't want to say it was a mistake, because, again, he might have just continued to be a problem here. It might not have been a mistake, but I can see the value in him that, say, Houston saw in him when they signed him to that deal that exceeded what most people thought he would get as a free agent. So the Suns are going to be down reportedly 2 starters tonight. The Grizzlies should only be down 1, specifically Zach Edey.
Yep.
So all of our injuries stink, but yeah, it could be worse. So the starting lineup is expected to be, let's run through it: Ja Morant, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Jalen Wells, Tripp, and presumably with Jock Landale in the middle, but we'll see. Either way, 4 of those guys are what we would consider regular starters. Mm-hmm. And they should all be in the starting lineup tonight, or they're expected to be in the starting lineup tonight. Here's the question I wanted to ask you.
Okay.
Should they be? And my point is specifically this. I know it's early, and I know there's an argument to be made sometimes that it doesn't really matter who starts, and there's a lot of things that go into play in making those decisions other than what is your best 5. But Cedric Howard has been one of your best players this season, and there's a lot of data to support that. Mm-hmm. Should he be in the starting lineup?
I think he will be eventually. I think, we've heard Tomas Islo say that he's used the term data gathering period a couple times. Taylor Jenkins used to say this, and I co-sign this. I try to look at these things in 5-game sample sizes, because it's just so hard to take and have grand statements off of one single NBA game. Because
of course, if you watch one game and Austin Reeves goes for 50, you're like, I guess that's guy's the best player in the world. And it's one game. I got it. I got that. So I respect, again, it's early in the season. He's tinkering with lineups. But should Cedric Howard be in the starting lineup? Yes, eventually he should, because I just think he's going to be one of the best players on this team. Does it bother me that he's not right now? No, not necessarily. I mean, Jalen hasn't shot the ball well. Right. That's just true. Sure. And so the Grizzlies haven't shot the ball well.
No, the Grizzlies haven't shot the ball well. I think you probably want to have that veteran presence out there in KCP in that starting lineup. It just makes sense for him to be out there in that starting lineup. So the obvious replacement would be probably switching Jalen for Cedric Howard. And I could see it happening eventually. And I don't think that that's a knock on Jalen Wells. I think it's more of, we think Cedric Howard's got a chance to be a big-time player in the league.
That, but also could be, on some level, a honest evaluation of Jalen Wells and or KCP. Because there's no doubt, we don't have to pretend, Cedric Howard is going to replace one of those guys in the starting lineup eventually.
Yes.
For one reason or another. Either one of them will get hurt, somebody get traded, or it'll just be a move that is made, coach's decision. Mm-hmm. But he will eventually be in the starting lineup. And I want to talk to Vernon specifically about this because he brought it up on his show yesterday. The argument against it is, I think, rooted in you don't want to mess with the hierarchy of things right now. I don't know if you watched pregame World Series stuff last night, but we turned it on, and it's A-Rod and Derek Jeter and Big Papi, and they brought, they're live at Dodger Stadium, and they brought Magic Johnson on because he's co-owner of the Dodgers and obviously just a Los Angeles icon. And they were talking to him about Dave Roberts, the manager of the Dodgers, and they said, what makes him special, so good? And he said, whatever, A, B, C, but he eventually landed on, and he understands how to handle that clubhouse and the egos and all of the superstars beautifully. More or less saying we have some of the best players in the world in that clubhouse. and they've been brought in on top of each other, right? This is Mookie Betts' team. But then here comes Freddie Freeman, so now you got to share the spotlight a little bit. But then here comes Shohei, so now you're both Scottie Pippen instead of Michael Jordan. And the thing Magic settled on was like, Dave just is really good at that. Like, you don't hear problems out of our clubhouse. And we probably should have problems. He didn't expand on this, but like Magic and Kareem had problems. Shaq and Kobe had problems. Shaq and Penny had problems. It is not unique in sports for you get a unusual number of superstars in the same building and it becomes problematic. And this is true in any walk of entertainment. Why do you think the Beatles broke up? Or Guns N' Roses? Or, most bands. They don't just get tired of playing music. They usually break up because they're not getting along anymore, because somebody's not getting what it is they deserve or what they think they deserve. And that's a big part of professional sports, handling that, managing that. And the point Magic Johnson made last night is that Dave Roberts is great at it. I bring that up to point out that there are more things you have to calculate when making these types of decisions than just who is my best wing or what is my best lineup combination. You have to factor in the fact that Jalen Wells started a lot of games last season.
Yep.
And what does it do to him mentally if you tell him you're not starting anymore? He's mature beyond his years and seems like a total professional. I assume it would be fine. But you don't know what that does to somebody.
True.
Because it's a very public demotion in theory. And you have to talk about it. If somebody in this building that we're in right now, in accounting or marketing or wherever, ticket sales, gets demoted today, you know who knows? The other people in the building who work closely with them, maybe their spouse, close friends. It's not on SportsCenter. You and I aren't talking about it. But if Jalen Wells loses his starting job, it's something we'll talk about it the day it happens. He'll be asked about it. He'll have to figure out what he wants to say about it.
Yeah.
How does that make him feel? Right? So you gotta account for all that.
Yep.
It is quite literally the argument people made for Marcus Smart starting last year. Yeah, is he your best option? But if he's healthy, he's Marcus Smart.
You have to do it.
You have to, and that would be the argument for KCP. This guy's won 2 championships.
Yeah.
He's a vet. You don't start him for 4 games and then pull him in game 5. What does that do to your locker room? What does that do to your veteran leadership? What does that do to him? Show that man respect. Look at his rings. Like, this is all stuff that you have to talk about. And I am understanding of all of those counterpoints to the central point that would be maybe you should get your best player in the starting lineup, regardless of circumstances. But Vernon made the point yesterday, and I think he's right, that when you run out there, John, KCP, Jalen, Jaren, and whatever big you have, not named Zach Edey, that's healthy right now, they're not guarding those guys. They're not guarding KCP. They're not guarding Jalen Wells. And KCP and Jalen Wells, they're not going to bounce it and get by anybody. If you were watching Memphis, Arkansas the other night, they did an in-game, like, put the headset on John Calipari. And he was clearly like not enjoying it because he wants to coach. He doesn't want.
He said on the broadcast, "I'll never do this again."
Right. It was very much like what you see on Sunday Night Baseball. Like they'll put a mic on Francisco Lindor right in the middle of the game, and so John wasn't enjoying it. But this is when Memphis was on him pretty good, and Arkansas was having trouble scoring, and the announcers were like, "So what do you want to see more of?" He's like, "Just go buy them, just go." And what he was saying is like, you're more athletic than these guys. He was more or less saying you're a 5-star future lottery pick. You can't beat this guy off the dribble? Go buy him. Just go buy. He like said that multiple times. Just go. What do you want to say? Just go buy him. Just go. Just get the ball and go. We've got to be able to beat somebody off the dribble. Well, KCP is not, let's just say it's not his strength. And with Jalen, it's not a strength.
No.
So if they're not really guarding you, and they're not worried about you going by them, then where does all of that attention go?
Ja.
Yes. And Jaren.
Yep.
And it makes it hard for them. And so there's a lot of different things that we could see happen in the coming days. Do you replace Ja Glendale with a big that can space it a little better just to give Ja more room in there, Jaren as well? But one thing you've got to look at is if they're not gonna respect the lineup combination you've got on the court and clog things up for Ja and Jaren, you got to do something.
Yeah.
And the most obvious something is get your rookie on the court with them more often, because right now, and it's small sample size, like none of these things I'm about to tell you might be true. None of these things could still be true tomorrow, because one bad game can shift all these numbers pretty dramatically because the sample size is small. So we'll revisit it tomorrow if we need to. But everything I'm about to tell you is true right now. Cedric Howard is 9th in the NBA in player efficiency rating. 9th. 6 of the people in front of him, so there are only 8 in front of him, 6 are Luka Doncic, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Victor Wembanyama, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Steph Curry, and Nikola Jokic. The other 2, Lauri Markkanen, who's, all-star, and Austin Reeves, in part because of the strength of that one game. But those are the 8 players. Every one of those is either already done enough to be in the Hall of Fame, is expected to do enough to be in the Hall of Fame, or has, at the very least, represented their countries in international competition. No bums on that list. And Cedric Howard's on it. Top 10 in the NBA as a rookie. Small sample size, but he's there. Nobody else is there, his age, or at least in his draft class. He's the 3rd leading scorer on the Grizzlies right now, 4th leading rebounder, 5th in assist, 3rd in steals, 2nd in field goal percentage, 1st in three-point field goal percentage, 1st in made threes, 4th in free throws made, but just tied for 5th on the team in minutes play. Whether he starts or not, that minutes play has got to go up.
Yeah, I also think, too, when Ty Jerome comes back, that's going to help push this process forward a little bit, because Cedric Howard's right now kind of your spark off the bench. Well, that's going to be Ty Jerome when he comes back. And so then you don't have to worry about that as much, having somebody that comes off the bench as a spark for you.
Yeah.
I mean, Santi's that too.
Yeah, I mean, but people always talk about sparks off the bench as if like that's a thing you have to have. I like sparks in the starting lineup.
I do too. Yeah, I do too.
If I got a spark, I'd like to see it, at tip-off.
Yeah, I think we're close, man. I do
There's
think
a lot
we're
of
close.
things to consider. The way, the helpful thing, you don't wish this, but as a coach, the way this is, the easiest way for it to happen, you know what it is? A turned ankle, pinky sprain.
Well,
You don't wish that type of stuff, but that is where the decision gets made for you, and you don't have to have that. What could be a hard conversation with either a 2-time world champion vet or a second-year player that you really like who started a lot of games for you last season. A small minor injury to either one of them allows you to make that move without having to have that conversation. It might just push the conversation down the road, but at least you don't have to have it today. But short of that, I do think we're getting to the point where you might need to be thinking about those conversations. If you're going to have it eventually, why not have it now? I understand it can be difficult and complicated, and it's not a fantasy team. You're dealing with humans with egos and feelings and all of that stuff. But if Cedric Howard continues to perform, I don't even want to say at this level, because spoiler alert, he's not going to continue to perform at this level. He's shooting above 70% from everything.
And he's a rookie. He'll have his slumps.
Of course he will. Of course he will. He will not continue to play at this level. But just the things he brings to the court, defensive versatility, real shot-making ability, playmaking ability. He's a real athlete. You have to respect. Those are things that are just going to be there. He'll miss shots, but that other stuff is just there. The threat of the shot is there, whether they're going in or not. The athleticism is there, whether he's using it or not. And what John Jaren need to start these games is somebody that can take a little pressure off of him. And yeah, he's young and it's early, but he seems capable, or at least he looks the part so far. Talk to Chris Vernon about it next.
Grizz Nation, don't foul out on dinner plans. Hit Sticks Express in downtown Memphis instead. Fresh hibachi, steak, shrimp, sushi tacos, and yes, our legendary sake slushy to keep things cool. Online with code STIX901, STIX 901, and knock 10% off your tab. It's the perfect pick and roll for game night. Sticks Express. Fast, fresh, always a slam dunk. And hey, come see us at our Collierville location too.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GBWR.
Nate Bargatze.
Look, I say a lot of dumb stuff. I try to keep it in front of large groups. Seems to go better that way.
Big Dumb Eyes World Tour.
When you say something dumb one-on-one, it's a lot for that person. I'll say it, then I can just feel that they feel the weight of my life on their shoulders.
Tickets and info at NateBargatze.com. Don't miss the Big Dumb Eyes World Tour. Nate Bargatze.
This is still a bad team and a bad franchise. What are they doing to try and get better?
This is not a team that is looking for a playoff run, although I heard on local Nashville radio, somebody called in and said they got an email Monday letting them know you can get playoff tickets to the Titans. Yeah.
Tune in to the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt live every weekday at 8 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Let's go, Grizz! Let's go! Oh, John Moran just broke the rim with that finish. Defense, take that ball! Defense, take that ball! Jared with a rejection. Give me that! Moran digs at it, knocks it away. Picked up by Pippen. Lob, Brendan Clark. On that rim!
Welcome back, Gary Parrish Show, presented by Ortho South. We're inside the Built Ford Tough studio, and on Wednesdays, in the second segment, I'm joined by Chris Vernon, host of the Chris Vernon Show, weekdays, noon, Grind City Media. He's here right now. Hey, Chris Vernon.
Yo!
How are you? So I was listening to the Chris Vernon Show yesterday, and I thought you made a solid point, so solid that I incorporated it into my own show this morning.
Well,
I appreciate the A block. Hey, we all understand it's early, and a lot of things go into lineup decisions and lineup changes specifically. But if other teams aren't going to guard KCP and Jalen Wells, and they can't do what or bring to the table the things that need to be brought to the table to create the space for John Jaren to play in, that needs to be addressed. And your rookie is the guy who seems best equipped to help you address that. Would you co-sign a starting lineup change as early as tonight as it pertains to Cedric Coward?
I co-signed it before the season. I mean, look, and I got a little pushback from my brothers over there.
Yeah.
I mean, Caldwell Pope and Wells is the worst wings tandem in the entire NBA.
Damn.
Find me another team.
No, I agree.
No, find another team
that
you wouldn't take their wings.
I agree with what he say. Like people
you can't
aren't
be
guarding
together.
them. People aren't guarding them. I'm with you there.
It can't be together, is what I'm saying. You can't be together.
And
they're both solid basketball players. They're solid complementary pieces.
That's right.
That's what they are.
Right.
But putting them together accentuates the fact that neither of them, they're both Shane Battiers.
Right.
They're both, bro, guard your position, knock down corner threes.
Right.
But they don't bring a bunch else to the table.
Right.
Right? Like, that's what they are. They're the valve.
That's right.
They're both fifth options. We're playing 3 fifth options.
That's right. And really,
that's what we are.
I mean, really, you're fifth of the 5.
Right.
It shouldn't even be on the court.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, they're 5. So you're playing 3 fifth options on winning high level basketball team.
Right.
Kentavious Caldwell Pope is a championship level fifth option.
Right.
That's what he is. He's done it twice. He did it in L.A., and then he went and did it in Denver as a championship level fifth option. The issue becomes, right, in the absence of Zach Edey and in the absence of another dynamic playmaker in the starting lineup, right? This has been Wells could be in that spot. Caldwell Pope could be in that spot. The problem is you replaced Dez with one of those.
Right.
And that's not the way this works.
Right.
You got to replace Dez with somebody that can also knock down shots, score at 3 levels, make the pass, defend his position. Again, you weren't going to replace Desmond Bane, but what you can't do is we've got another dynamic player on in this backcourt or on this wing. It's got to be one or the other. And so I'm just looking for some level of athleticism, some level of dynamism from that position, either position.
So if you and I would have had this exact same conversation a month ago, I could have argued with you. I could have said, hey, I hear you, but let's see it. We don't know. And you don't know what Jalen Wells has done this offseason.
Right.
And we could have had a conversation about it, and I could have devil's advocated it. Now the data's there. I mean, it's small sample size, but we've seen it, and the numbers support your theory.
Well, and here's the thing. The thing that people will disagree with me on, and it's fair, there are people that have differing opinions on what Jalen Wells' ceiling is. All right? I don't. I know what he is.
I think it is.
I feel like I know what he is, right? There is always going to be a limitation if you're a guy that tucks the ball over the rim.
Right.
There is. There's always going to be, and again, those guys can be very, very valuable.
They're important.
But what they're not going to be is a guy that could go get you 27.
Right.
The
only way Jalen Wells is getting you 27 if he gets a bunch of open threes and he makes 6, 7.
This guy's gotten you 27 within 3 games.
Right.
Within 3 games.
Right.
You saw it.
So the coaching staff, perhaps not unanimously, but broadly speaking, would have disagreed with you a month ago because they're doing it the way
I don't think they would have.
Okay.
Probably not. I think that this is you're already seeing him get 30 minutes, right? The numbers are going to go up. And so whether or not, I am always well aware, and this is fair is fair, there is a team dynamic that you have to worry about.
Of course.
Right?
We talked about it last season with Marcus Smart.
It's not easy.
Right.
There's a team dynamic that you have to worry about anytime that you are. And honestly, maybe, I don't know if you would have ever gotten anything out of Marcus Smart, but I promise you this, once Jalen Wells took his spot, and that's the way it was going to be, I mean,
you lost him.
You probably lost him.
Right.
And so I'm very cognizant of, and especially if you want Kentavious Caldwell-Pope to be your leader, you know what I mean? You want him to be the vet that people listen to when times get tough, then that trumps things. It just does. And on the Wells thing, you don't want to destroy his confidence where it's okay, now we drafted over your head, we went and got a better player, and now here's what you do, right? I mean, I think he's a good kid, and he'll be able to. But, I mean, he was thrown into that and earned it. I understand he was too good for it to be taken away. Was very high up on a Rookie of the Year, the whole thing. But, again, they came into this year talking about how we want him to make more plays with the ball. We want it, and I'm like, no. Dude, you got to acknowledge what this guy. I get so tired of this. We want him to do more playmaking and more. Bro, he's not beating guys off the dribble. He's not. And again, a solid player, but. Bro, every team needs Shane Battier's. Be Shane Battier.
But you don't need 3 of them in your starting lineup.
No.
Or 2 of them at the same time. And so, to answer your question, what is the ceiling on Jalen Wells? Much lower than you would think for a rookie who started all those games and scored all those points.
Right.
He was sort of forced into it, and then he was solid enough to hold on to it. But now we're dealing with a different set of dynamics. And here's the truth. You know who knows Cedric Howard is better than Jalen Wells?
Everybody.
Including Jalen Wells.
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, and I think it's probably already, honestly.
Because you feel that. You feel it in the gym every day.
I hate this because I love Jalen Wells. I love him as a kid, and I love him as a player. But you can already, I mean, look, the confidence is going to get take a hit,
Yeah.
right? I mean, it just is. And the other thing is, he's not going to get as good a shots as he should be getting.
Right.
None of those guys are put into a position with the way it is. None of those guys are put into the best positions they can be put in, right? Because of the attention that is paid. This stuff all, the team dynamic and the way these roles work. And it's like, well, now Wells moves up on that whiteboard.
Right.
But Landell's last. Like, that's last, right? Caldwell Pope is fourth. Well, now you're the third guy. Bro, it's a lot easier to function as the fifth guy, and that's where you can be awesome.
Right.
But you're having to function as the third guy now, and that's never going to be what you are. Never. Like Cedric Coward, you could look up one day and is the third best player on an amazing team.
That's right.
It's never happening with Jalen Wells. I'm sorry. It's never happening.
So
you might have it. He might be able to be the fifth guy on a great team.
Am I hearing you right? If you were in charge of the starting lineup tonight, you would.
Oh, not tonight. It doesn't matter.
You wouldn't do it tonight.
It doesn't matter tonight.
Okay, but eventually you would pull Wells.
I mean, look at the
Coward?
numbers.
Yeah.
Have you pulled it?
The lineups numbers?
Yeah. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Right.
It sucks.
But the Coward.
It sucks.
I know, but
it sucks.
The Coward numbers are amazing.
All of them.
Every number you can find.
All of them.
Yes.
There was a lineup the other night that fans, rightfully so, were bitching about. Right. And I was doing this yesterday with Rosa and Devin before the show. We didn't end up talking about it on the show. But there was a lineup that everybody was rightfully so bitching about against the Golden State game. And it really did. Like, I think he got outscored 8-0 and swung the game at that point. You know what I'm talking about? You do?
Yes.
Okay. And it was Cam Spencer, John Conchar, Jacques Landell, I think it was Wells and Morant.
Yep.
Okay.
That's it.
So you had Spencer, Conchar, and Landau all on the court at the same time, and people are like,
Josh shouldn't even let that happen.
Like,
Josh should be like, I'm not playing with them. You got to sub in somebody.
Like,
you got to do something.
Like,
with
what are
these
we
guys.
doing here?
Right.
So what's hysterical is that lineup has played 11 minutes so far this season, and in those 11 minutes, they have been outscored by, I think it was 30-something points. Right, on average, net rating of minus 30. Which, unsurprising. 31. Unsurprising. If you just swapped out the next lineup down, so this is the only reason I notice this, the next lineup down is the exact same lineup.
But with Coward and without Cam?
No, yes.
Right.
And it is plus 28.
Yes.
It is a 59-point difference in 10 minutes.
It's outrageous.
I mean, what is it? And it's, you look up and down the line on these lineups.
Right.
These Coward lineups are awesome.
Yes.
I mean, and it stands to reason. He stays in front of his man. He plays hard every possession. He's long as crap.
Right.
And he keeps the ball moving on offense. Like, he doesn't play like a rookie.
No.
He doesn't.
No.
He hasn't taken a bad shot this year.
Everything.
He hadn't taken one bad shot. And
that's
it
true.
is kind of funny because David Thorpe said to me when he was saying he would take him number one, he was like, look, I'm telling you, he's like, this guy is 72%, right? From 2 last year.
Mm-hmm.
He said, Chris, it's either he's the greatest shooter of all time or he understands what a great shot is.
There you go.
And I was like, damn, bro.
Yeah.
And it's played out in the first 4. Like, he knows what a good shot is. He does not take bullcrap.
John Shire, the coach at Duke, obviously coached Cooper Flagg and was about to coach Cedric Coward. They had a commitment from him. John did not say this to me, but this is the impression he left me with when I talked to him this summer specifically about Cedric Coward. I was left with this impression. I would take Cooper Flagg 1 and Cedric Coward 2.
Crazy.
That is the impression I was left with.
Crazy.
And he also coached Con Knipple. Come on, Malawatch.
Did you see that there was I don't know if this has ever happened in collegiate to NBA basketball, and we went and tried to look at some of the Kentucky lineups, and there was always like one guy, maybe like a Darius Miller or somebody like that, that wasn't. But there was a picture that was photoshopped on opening night with all 5 starters from the Duke team last year in their NBA jerseys this year.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know if that's ever I don't think there has ever been 5 starters off of a team move to the NBA the next season. Because, I mean, obviously there's always going to be a grade difference, right? You're going to have a junior year.
But there's
you're going
been,
to have a
I know
senior
there's
year.
been 5 draft picks
Right.
So like,
but all 5 starters.
Wasn't the John Wall, DeMarcus Cousins? Weren't
No,
they
there
all-
was a couple. There was like
Okay.
a senior on it.
yeah,
when we looked or
the
whatever.
one
like
that pops out
older
would
one.
be like go look at 2012 Kentucky, Anthony Davis,
Yeah.
Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, but there might have been one there that just didn't make it. But
Right.
yeah, no, that Duke team was
Wild.
loaded. Tallest team in the country at average position size.
Yep.
They were big everywhere, and like still like.
So the guy knows talent, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but
Like,
forever, you go to KenPom, and Duke will forever be the number 1 team at KenPom in the 2024-25 season. That was the best team in the country.
what they threw up all over themselves against Houston. They would have won the title.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah,
don't you?
They'd have been favored to win it.
I think they would have beat Florida.
I think they would have beaten Florida.
Yeah. So I mean that's Houston thing. I mean this is an all-time gack. Literally. I mean, I don't know if we'll ever see that again.
Dude, Malawatch.
It was worse than Memphis.
Malawatch was.
And think about that.
Oh,
we
yeah.
have lamented that for 17 years. And it is kind of crazy, even when they brought back all those players.
Yeah.
Like there is the weird thing where you guys mentioned the three biggest guys weren't here, right? Rose, CDR, and Dorsey.
Right.
But I mean, it is such a odd situation where it still brings back like hurtful, like you know what I mean. Like it's undeniable. Yeah. Those were amazing memories, but like the ending of that movie was the worst ending in the history of movies. It was like I just watched my favorite movie ever, and then everybody got murdered at the end of it. Like, what just happened?
You were there, right?
Everything about
you
that
were there,
night.
right?
I was there for the UCLA game.
Okay, yeah. So I can remember it vividly. Like I'm courtside title game. It's over. I mean, I'm working on the column, by Gary Parrish, CBS Sports. I'm literally looking across. I can see like Justin Timberlake and all of these figures from Memphis that I've just been around my adult life.
I remember Roy Williams in the Kansas section, and he had gone to North Carolina.
Yeah, he was wearing a Kansas logo as the North Carolina coach.
Right.
And North Carolina fans did not like that at all.
It's all weird.
So all of these, Jerry Schilling, I just remember they're all there, and I'm like, this is amazing. As I tend to do, I was thinking about it from my perspective. Like, if you'd have told me when I was 8 years old, I'd be sitting courtside, national championship game. Forget my job. I'm just here. And the Tigers, and I'm writing, and I'm sort of taking it all in, and then it's like turnover, miss free throw, and I'm like, it just sort of, when it's over, you can't believe.
You can't believe it.
It's like, what just happened?
Right.
How did that happen? That is my lasting memory from that. Like, what? It's like a blur.
But it's weird. It only is that to the team that it happens to. Like, I don't think we'll think back, honestly, like the Duke thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if that will, like, always. Do you think people, like, until I jog your memory, did you immediately remember that Houston had the most unbelievable comeback ever against Duke?
Like Duke?
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
Duke,
I
Duke,
remember that
All
game.
right,
Yeah.
maybe it will.
Duke gave it one away, and then 2 nights later, Houston gave it one away to Florida.
Yep.
Like, both of those games
Didn't even
were
get the shot off.
crazy. Both those games were, but I do think people remember the Memphis one, and that's in part because of Cal. People like to laugh at him.
Sure.
So they hold on to
the
that.
Chalmers shot.
The Chalmers shot.
I mean, it's like it's impossible. Like, I mean, it's just
It's
in your
pretty
face
iconic,
all the
yeah.
time.
Yeah, and then the free throws.
Yes.
Because if you go back, this is on YouTube. The night of the championship game, or either the national semifinal, but there's like the pregame stuff on CBS, and I can sort of see it now. It's like the 5 starters: Derek, Joey, Antonio, Robert, CR. They're all like sitting together, and they're all talking.
On bleachers. They did it with all the Final Four teams. Yep.
And they're talking about the free throws.
Oh God.
And you can find it, and they're like laughing. And it's like, yeah, people keep saying they're going to cost us, but they ain't cost us yet. We'll make them when we need to. They ain't cost us yet.
And they got that straight from their coach too, because he mocked everybody all season about it.
And that's
it felt like,
and it's one of the things that makes it memorable is that
it was part of that season.
we'll make them when we have to.
we'll make them when we have
sure
to.
did.
He said that all year,
God.
like, bro, we're 300 and something in free throws.
Bro, I used to be in his practices. I swear to God, this is something that he would really do, and because he was really into Bob Rotella and sports psychology. They would practice free throws sometimes or whatever, but he would tell them, all right, guys, tonight, I want you, when you're in bed, lay down, close your eyes, and picture yourself making 20 free throws or something.
Bro,
like
these guys.
It got that. It got,
And I promise
it got
you-
to that point. He was imploring his players to imagine themselves making free throws.
And I promise you, with that team, if they closed their eyes, they were seeing pink unicorns.
Oh, buddy.
Dude.
That was the most blunted
I'll
out
never
team.
forget. I'll never forget driving home that night. It was just crushing.
I'm not going to say who told me this, but and I'm only saying it because you brought it up, and I have no idea if it's true. But
It's true.
of course,
You talking about the Peabody?
you know that story.
Yes.
Then you tell it.
Bro, there was a media member in town that stayed at the Peabody and was down like in the floor level of the Peabody.
Yeah. Okay.
And so hit the button to whatever. And bro, like 3 tigers walked out and the entire elevator.
It was like a smoke machine. Yeah. Yeah.
And by the way, there was a game that afternoon.
Yes.
This was like they had stayed in the Peabody the night before.
The way I remember the story is the media member, like, pushed the wrong button and went down to the basement. You get in the elevator, and instead of going down to level 1, you went all the way down to the basement.
And he saw the team just blunt out.
They were down there smoking.
I mean, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
They were awesome.
They were
Do
awesome.
whatever you want, bro. Hey, man, I know you were
worked.
31-2 or whatever. Or no, 1.
They were one.
They
lost 2. They lost
to Tennessee.
They lost Tennessee, and then they lose to the
That's
Tigers.
right.
Yeah.
Crazy. Oh, hey, before I get out of here, I've been thinking about this for weeks, and we keep missing each other, and I was going to wait until you were in studio. All right? Because this is something that came up on the show weeks ago, and I don't know why it is stuck in my head, but it has. And every once in a while, I'll think about it.
Oh, God.
No. This is not a bad thing.
Okay.
This is the Russell Wilson discussion.
Okay.
Can you play your way out of the Hall of Fame?
Okay.
And I've been thinking about if there's anybody that's ever done it ever since.
And you got one.
Well, I came across this thing on Instagram, and I'll be like, this might be the one.
Okay.
What if I told you the best player in the 1980s is not in the Hall of Fame?
What sport?
Baseball.
Okay.
A player who won back-to-back MVPs, nearly hit 400 home runs, and yet today most fans barely even remember his name. And it said from 1980 to 1987, he became the most feared hitter in baseball, and it wasn't a hot stretch.
Let's guess it.
Go ahead.
Cecil Fielder.
80 to 87. I'm not gonna.
Cecil Fielder.
No. 80 to 87.
Oh, okay. So Cecil was Fielder.
36 home runs, 105 RBIs, 18 steals, a 913 OPS, a 145 OPS plus, over 6 straight seasons. He was unstoppable. In 1982, he played 162 games
Keith
straight.
Hernandez.
How about this? 162 games straight, hit 36 home runs, stole 23 bases, won a Gold Glove, won a Silver Slugger, and the MVP.
I want to say Keith Hernandez.
It's not.
Okay, because the stolen bases.
In 83, he got even better. 302, 36 home runs, 30 stolen bases, 121 RBIs, a 7.1 WAR, and another MVP. 13 players in the history of baseball have won back-to-back MVPs. He was one of them. He also won 5 straight Gold Gloves. He was a center fielder who hit like Mike Schmidt but ran like Eric Davis, and at one point played 740 consecutive games. By 1987, he had hit a career-high 44 home runs and posted a 997 OPS, yet somehow he finished 11th in MVP voting, and that was the beginning of the end of his dominance. After age 32, his body broke down, his average cratered, his power faded, and by 1990, he was traded just before a team became a dynasty. And it said, a man who defined a decade, 7-time All-Star, 5-time Gold Glove.
By the way, this guy should be in the Hall of Fame.
7-time All-Star, 5-time Gold Glove, 2-time MVP.
That should be in the Hall of Fame unless it's...
and it was over.
Unless it's performance...
They said his career was not long enough.
That's crazy. That's a Hall of Fame career.
It's Dale Murphy.
That is Dale Murphy.
Dale Murphy.
Dale Murphy should be in the Hall of Fame. That's ridiculous.
Is that crazy?
Yeah.
I was reading it and I was like, jeez. I mean, I don't know if it was just the timing of it all, but like you look at that like 7-year span.
That's outrageous.
It's out, dude. 7-time All-Star, 2-time MVP, but 5-time Gold Glove.
I'll just stop right there. If you're a 2-time MVP, there's no
Dale Murphy.
There's no example of that in the NBA.
No
chance.
No.
No. Win 2 MVPs, you're in the Hall of Fame
forever.
Yeah.
Yes.
Basketball's a lot more lenient.
Yeah. The baseball Hall of Fame's goofy. Like Dale Murphy should be in the Hall of Fame, and then.
But that is one. It might be the one.
That's crazy.
I've been thinking about it ever since.
Yeah.
Because I saw that and I was like, I'll be damned.
Let's see.
Because it just cratered. He hit like 190. Like he didn't go from the best player in the world to, you know what I mean?
I literally Googled, should Dale Murphy, and it autofilled be in the Hall of Fame. It says whether
he's
Dale
like
Murphy,
the best player in the 80s.
That's AI crazy. Overview. Whether Dale Murphy should be in the Hall of Fame is debated, with a strong case for his induction based on his dominant peak performance and character, but also a case against him due to his overall career statistics falling short of traditional benchmarks. If you're a 2-time MVP,
I mean, it's just it's not long.
Yeah, it's not,
right?
Yeah,
but it's 7 years of freaky.
I think that's long. That should be long enough.
And he won back-to-back MVPs.
Alan makes a good point. Like he was just shy of the 400, and so you don't have that number to really hang on to.
I don't even think I knew that Dale Murphy wasn't in the Hall of Fame. I think I'd have just assumed he must be.
It's kind of wild though.
Yeah.
But at 32, he became crap.
Yeah.
And then the Braves traded him to the Phillies, and then the Braves started their dynasty.
Right.
Literally.
Yeah.
So it was all screwed up, right? Like they weren't good. He wasn't on good teams. But
one of the reasons I became a Mets fan is because of cable television.
Right.
And when I was a kid, there were 3 options on cable: Cubs, Mets, and Braves. And everybody liked the Cubs, and I was like, I don't want to do that. And the Braves, this is my real memory. And the Braves stink.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my college experience, I lived with a bunch of guys, Southern guys. And 2 of them, my best friend was a massive Braves fan. So I watched all of those, Maddox starts and Glavine starts. And I mean, those guys, that 90s Braves thing was just freaky, truly.
It ruined my entire teenage years.
Honestly.
Yeah.
It was freaky.
Yeah.
But it's wild to think, that was a short time span. I got it. He was amazing.
I would argue in favor of that player with those accolades should be in the Hall of Fame.
But he might have been the one, is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
At the time, there's no chance anybody would have thought that he is not a Hall of Famer.
On the day he wins his second MVP,
it's over. If he dies tomorrow,
is he in the Hall of Famer? But everybody would have said yes.
Yes. If he's gone tomorrow, he's a Hall of Famer.
That's it.
But he's 32, and then he turned terrible.
Right.
So it is a little Russell Wilson-y. Yeah. That's all I was thinking.
Yeah, no,
it's like he went from top of the mountain to this guy doesn't play in front of Jackson Dart.
Right.
Same thing with this guy.
Right.
He hit 190. I don't know what the hell happened. I don't know the story, but he fell off a cliff.
I just sort of, I see.
It's crazy to be that good for that long and then just be terrible.
I think I followed Dale Murphy on Twitter.
How long did he play after that? How long did he play after can you look it up?
Yeah.
How long after, say, post, what did I say? What was the year? 92.
Right.
Because that's when the Braves really got cracking, right? So the Braves got cracking in 92. So how many years did he play? Because he was Phillies, and then I think he played for the Rockies for some reason. I feel like that's a memory of mine, Dale Murphy on the Rockies.
Okay.
I just know that, on Twitter, Jason Isbell is a big Braves fan, and he and Dale Murphy have become friends in their adult lives.
Oh, really?
And so I see them going back and forth. So I don't know, something about Jason Isbell and Dale Murphy brought me to their conversation.
Okay, he was with the Braves from 76 to 90, the Phillies from 90 to 92, and the Rockies in 93 for one season.
So, dude, it fell off.
He went to Colorado to try to get those extra homers to get to 400.
It was the Phillies and then the Rockies. So how many seasons was that? 3 or 4 seasons?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, he was with the Phillies for 2 seasons and then the Rockies for 1.
And 3 terrible seasons to end, right?
I think he did enough.
After he was unbelievable.
I will argue.
It's kind of crazy.
I argue on behalf of Dale Murphy.
I would have thought he was in the Hall of Fame
I think
as well.
I just assumed that. I mean,
read off those things. Look. You got the Wikipedia thing pulled up.
Yeah.
Just go down to accolades.
Accomplishments.
No. It's on the side.
If you just
read those.
Okay. All right. 7-time All-Star, 2-time NL MVP,
That's all I need to
5-time
know,
Gold
right there.
Glove, 4-time Silver Slugger, 2-time NL Home Run Leader, 2-time NL RBI Leader. So yeah.
Yeah, and they didn't catch you with a needle in your butt. You're in the Hall. You should be in the Hall of Fame. That's crazy.
That is wild.
Let's
get him in.
Let's get him in, Bennett.
There's a new song called Dale Murphy by a guy Clever.
Is there?
Clever?
It's great.
There's somebody named Clever out there making music.
Clever, unbelievably, this is a funny story. Clever. There's a guy named Clever, and he was on the Juice WRLD album.
Okay.
There's a song
my
called.
My kids love Juice WRLD.
So does mine.
How does that happen?
There's a poster on his wall.
Like my kids, if you ask them, like, name your 5 favorites, like
it's kind of sing-songy,
yeah,
right? You know what I mean, catchy, and kids like being depressed, or at least they like the other side of it, right? Like they got a happy life, whatever. So I was always drawn to like the singer-songwriters with the broken hearts, you know.
I listen to Conor Oberst till I cry myself to sleep.
Yeah. So anyway, this guy Clever, there's a song on the Juice WRLD album called Ring Ring,
right?
And he comes in. I'd never heard of him in my life. And he comes in on that song as like the feature. And I was like, yo, who is this? And the crazy thing is, I tweeted something about it. Nobody particularly cared. And then like 3 years later, it said, your tweet has been liked by Clever. And I was like, yo!
That's awesome.
Anyway, the guy's kind of gone. He's now signed with Post Malone.
Okay.
I don't know what happened to his career. Signed with Post Malone. But, he just put out a song called Dale Murphy. It's awesome, too. It's awesome.
Okay. Dale Murphy deserves more than he's got. That's what I think.
I agree. And Clever's trying to get him, Clever is getting him back in the. You never seen Clever? He's a white guy. He was a Juice WRLD kind of guy.
I haven't bumped into Clever yet.
He's awesome.
All right, I'll check out.
He's got a cool voice. You don't know that Juice WRLD album?
I mean, I probably have heard it. I probably heard it.
That's the name of the song.
I'm not familiar with.
He comes in on that song, and I was like, yo, who is this? This guy is awesome. He sounds like an Ozzy Osbourne or something singing on the song.
I know my little guys would know it.
Yeah.
Okay, that'll be
Clever.
That'll be what we do.
Fire up Dale Murphy.
We're gonna fire up Dale Murphy.
He can sing the song.
We went and saw the Springsteen movie this weekend, so we've been knocking out Springsteen albums, and so we took them all the way through Nebraska yesterday. They loved it. Like, yeah, we're doing albums. So
they liked it. I would have thought kids would be bored as crap.
Well,
I worked in a factory, and my dad.
But they have sort of.
I love the Boss. I love the Boss.
But my kids have sort of grown up with Bob Dylan in their lives, and
they like Nebraska though.
They liked the album.
I can't believe
they liked the album.
I am.
Yeah.
Do you think they were just trying to please you?
No, because they'll tell me.
You think they actually liked it?
No, because we are now we listen to albums start to finish when we're on the way to school and on the way home from school. Only when us 3 are in the car together, and then we grade them. We take notes and we talk about it, and I make them judge it. So we've done. The first Outkast album.
No,
we've done tons of stuff. We did.
You never let me just. I'm gonna say something real quick, because I think all of us at the time, and you'll go through this a little bit later than we have, Bennett. Everybody always says, "Oh, it goes by so fast. It goes by so fast, right?" And you'll remember this, and I remember being so cognizant of that my entire time when my son was growing up, right? Like, cherish this, right? It's going to go away longer, whatever. And I remember back, I'm not going to have, regrets about this, and I'm not going to look back and be like, well, it went by so fast because whatever. What they don't, this is what, I finally come to the reality of this, is that is true, right? You talk about how when your son gets up on your lap and all this kind of stuff, right? That is absolutely true. But the reason is, people don't tell you the reason. And the reason is because they stop caring about you.
Yes, you don't. Yeah.
You just said that about you and your sons. My son wears Beats headphones in my car. On the way to school.
Oh, we have headphones
I'm listening
in
to
my
the
car
podcast
right now.
or whatever. Though and then this morning he comes to me and he says, "Hey, we've got this basketball team." He said, "Hey, Cortez can play basketball." And I said, "William," we're gonna talk right now.
Right.
All right. You don't answer my face. I FaceTime him from the other room. And he won't answer. And he doesn't answer it. And I said, "You don't answer my FaceTimes?" And I said, "Look at your text messages, dude." And he's like, "What?" And I was like, "Look at your text messages."
They're all one-sided.
No, I had a full rundown of what Cortez needs to do to join the basketball team that I sent him last night when my wife told me, hey, Cortez can join the basketball team. I said, you don't even check your texts from me, and I'm literally 50 yards away. And this is what he said. He goes, I was on D&D. I said, you play Dungeons and Dragons? And he goes, do not disturb. My friends were spamming me. I thought this man was playing. I was about to bust his ass for playing.
What's wrong with D&D?
Hey, there's nothing we can do about the
No,
glasses.
so am I.
There's nothing we can do about the glasses. But you ain't gonna be that kind of nerd.
Hell no.
No. Here, I
Y'all
got
are
good news
wrong.
for you.
Look at you. Oh, yeah, all right.
I don't play D&D, but I know people that do play D&D. Of
course you
and
do.
I respect them.
All right, that's fine. But he said there was a do not disturb. But it's just that, look, and every dad tells me, like, they grow out of it. But, you forget what it's like. I was like this when I was a teenager, so I'm understanding. I didn't have nothing to do with my parents when I was a teenager. No teenager does.
That's right.
Right?
Right. I can remember, like, having these moments where it would be like, my dad might say, hey, you want to go to the movies on Friday night? And I'd be like, what, are you crazy? I can't go to the movies with you on a Friday. Are you nuts? Like, you get to that point.
Yes.
So I went through it. We went through it with Aiden. I mean, Aiden just like totally detached. Like, wouldn't go on vacations with us and didn't want to go on vacations or nothing. And here's the good news. It all comes back around.
Of course it does.
Like, Aiden is literally...
They're finding themselves, and I'm just leaving them alone.
Now he's 22,
like, bro,
and
let you do
he and his girlfriend are coming in town today, and they're staying through the weekend because they want to go to their little brother's, football game and concert and whatever. And it all comes back around.
But you find yourself regretting how you were to your parents, for sure.
Oh, 100%.
Like,
it's just a cycle
always
of
in my
life.
head now.
Look, obviously I'm around my peers all the time, right? And ain't no different, bro.
No, this is the way it goes.
That's what they're doing. That's how they interact, and like they're figuring it out, and
it changes.
they don't want to be around everybody, and they don't want they get.
They just
they get some kind of way. It's
Yeah.
you just hormones and whatever else,
Right.
and so I kind of let him be him.
Yeah,
I was like, as long as you're not mean to anybody, I don't care. But bro, answer my text.
Yeah, like
idiot.
No,
I'm like, I'm not even knocking on your door.
I mean,
you got to at least answer my text. You know, the best thing is now there's like, have you ever? Oh, you don't FaceTime. I forgot. Do you ever FaceTime?
I FaceTime.
Hell no.
Okay, so I FaceTime him.
my kids.
So,
Barely.
all right, so I FaceTime him
Yeah.
from like the game room. If I'm watching the game, I'll be like, hey, come in here, right? If he doesn't answer the FaceTime now has a thing where you can record a message. So I do the meanest thing ever. I like get it all up in my face. And I'll be like, answer your phone, you nerd. So then when he has to open it, it's like his dad going, open the phone, you nerd.
Oh, Aiden had it set up on his phone one time, like in these same type of years, where I don't know if it was just me, but every time I would call, I went straight to voicemail.
Dude,
And we had to, I said, listen, man, I got it, but that is wildly disrespectful. Like, first off, this is all me, all right? Like,
I know.
This phone, like, me and your mother are doing this. You can take our phone calls, at least, right? And now it's great. Like, we're texting all the time and calling all the time. But most, not all, but most teenagers, they go through that where they think their parents are the dumbest people and the worst people.
And I get both sides of it, right? Because the kids are 15 and 12, and then my parents are like upper 70s.
Yeah.
My mom came over and said, I can't call your dad. Go straight to voicemail.
Yes.
I said, what? And she's like, what happened? Bro, I had to go over. My dad knows nothing about technology. Yeah. I have to fix his mouse once a week. His mouse.
Like his computer mouse?
Yes.
People still use those?
Once a week. Wait, no lie. He called me on Sunday. He's like, are you and William coming down for the game? Cowboy game.
Right.
I said, yeah, we'll be down there. He's like, good, because I need you to work on my computer. And it is always the most unbelievable thing. Honestly, the most unbelievable thing you can imagine. It will be like somehow his knuckle hit the dimmer, and so the screen is real dark, or the mouse isn't plugged in, or whatever. Anyways, I said, hey, Mom said she can't call you. I was like, let me see your phone. Bro, I swear to God, he has 8 numbers in the phone.
All right.
For some reason, I don't know how he did it. My mom's number is blocked. She is literally the only person in America besides me that calls my dad. Nobody else calls him. He's never taken a phone. Maybe my sister for his birthday, like once a year. She might call him. And I was like, how did you buy? He's like, I don't know. He has no idea how. And I'm like, of all the numbers to block, Mom's like
mother.
Literally the only person that calls
Bro,
you.
if mom can't get in touch with you, there's no need for you to have a phone. why are you even carrying this thing around with you?
Why?
It's wild out there.
know.
It's wild out there, man.
All right.
Anyway, Dale Murphy belongs in the Hall of Fame. That's
right
Me and Dale Murphy, 3 on my jersey. Girl, you can't hurt me. That's the song. By Clever.
He's clever.
By Clever.
Okay,
Yeah, that's my guy, Clever.
We're gonna run through Clever today on the way home.
Yeah, do that.
That's Chris Vernon. Chris Vernon Show. He'll be in studio in about, let's call it 50 minutes. When we come back, turn our attention to the World Series. Game 4 was last night. Shohei was on the mound. Pitched well, but he hung one. Vlad Jr. made him pay. So now we're tied 2-2. Game 5 tonight. We'll talk baseball next. Gary Parrish Show, presented by Ortho South.
Grizzlies fans, dunks, dimes, and no looks are great on TV, but compares to catching them IRL. And that starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can catch every highlight in person. From seeing your favorite Grizzlies stars up close to hearing the squeak of the sneakers on the hardwood. Put that jersey collection to use and get tickets at Ticketmaster. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside, Memphis.
Ready? I've been ready. What are we waiting for?
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans. Want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals? Texas to you. Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Grizz Nation gets set for tip-off 1 hour before every Grizzlies home game with the warm-up show. Get the latest news, notes, and analysis live from courtside at FedEx Forum.
Who's going to be the tougher team that rebounds and prevents second-chance opportunities?
Join me, Whitaker, along with Michael Wallace, Jessica Benson, and other personalities from Grind City Media, Memphis, and around the NBA. 1 hour before every home game, live at Grind City Media on X, YouTube, and the official Grind City Media mobile app.
Can be unpredictable, unforeseen, and unscheduled, and Ortho South understands this better than anyone. Since your injuries don't make appointments, you don't need to either. And that's because Ortho South welcomes walk-ins during the weekdays and the evenings and even on Saturdays. So next time an unforeseen injury makes an unscheduled appearance in your life, visit orthosouth.org to find your nearest urgent care location. Just walk in, and Ortho South will take care of everything, especially you. Learn more at orthosouth.org. That's OrthoSouth at orthosouth.org. Now, I got 5 more things you need to know.
Number 1.
Game 4 of the World Series was held last night.
Yep.
Dodger Stadium, Chavez Ravine. Blue Jays win it 6-2, thanks in part to a Vlad Jr. home run off of Shohei Ohtani.
That was cool.
Let's watch it together. Kyra, show us Vlad Jr.
Hit
well, we got it.
Deep left center. And this one will go.
That's his 6th home of this postseason.
Jr. lines one into the
Franchise record in Toronto. And if we weren't all spending all of our time discussing the amazing efforts from Shohei Ohtani, we would be more locked in on, we're watching another all-time great performance right now, just on the opposite dugout with less fanfare, but Vlad Jr. has been incredible.
You know how good you have to be at hitting a baseball to be able to play in the year 2025 and not barely be able to run the bases? It's insane.
Well, that was among the concerns early in his career when he was amazing.
Yep.
And you get to a point where, as a franchise, you got to figure out, are we really going to invest $500 million in this guy? Because his body isn't great. He's heavy.
Yes.
And his body still isn't great, but it has not prevented him from being amazing. He might break down someday. He might not be able to play deep into his 30s the way somebody of similar talent could. Perhaps, I don't know. But whatever concerns you had about that, maybe they'll show up later, but they have not prevented him from being, everything he was supposed to be. The son of another all-time great. And Shohei pitched well last night.
Yeah, he was decent.
He just left that one out over the plate. And that's the wild thing about baseball, man. It really can come down to one pitch. And the Blue Jays tacked on some more runs after that to create some separation. It really took much of the drama out of the final, certainly 2 innings. Dodger fans were leaving well before the bottom of the 9th. But baseball can just come down to one bad pitch. Perfect pitch, perfect pitch, perfect pitch, perfect pitch, perfect pitch, perfect pitch, perfect pitch. Not so much. A great hitter can make you pay for that one mistake. In basketball, you can guard somebody well and miss the shot, guard somebody not so well, and they might miss the shot. You can get away with mistakes, and I guess the same is true anywhere else, but in baseball, elite hitters like that, they're just waiting on that one mistake. And when you make it, they make you pay for it. And that's what Vlad Jr. did last night. So now we get Game 5. It's a pivotal Game 5. Not all Game 5s are pivotal. Only pivotal when it's tied 2-2. Series tied 2-2, pivotal Game 5. Dodgers are minus 190 tonight and now 190 to win the series. So this is how big of a favorite they are. They don't have home field advantage anymore.
Right.
After tonight, we go to Toronto for Game 6 and, if necessary, Game 7. So right now, it is a best-of-3 series. Toronto has home field advantage, and the Dodgers are still minus 190. That's how good they are. 7 o'clock first pitch tonight. Fox will get Bennett's pick during carryout.
Number 2.
Michael Jordan was back on NBC last night, sitting down with Mike Tirico. Let's stop here for a second before we get into the debate about what he was doing. It appears this is what NBC is going to do.
Yeah, so they literally, somebody made a joke about this, and it's true. This was billed as Michael Jordan's going to join the broadcast every week. In reality, they recorded a 2-hour interview and are breaking it up into segments every single week.
That's what it looks like.
That's what it is.
It looks like they sat down one day, and perhaps we'll find out it was over 3 days or whatever, but it looks like they sat down and just talked to Michael Jordan about 100 things. And they're just going to clip them and throw them on every Tuesday night.
I don't like that, and I hope that that's not the case. Because I want to hear Michael Jordan talking about, what Giannis is doing and what Wemby's doing. And, I want him to talk about what's going on around the league.
And they say that they got that stuff in the bag, and it's all coming. What do you think about LeBron's career? Who's the GOAT? Like, have you ever seen anything like Wemby? Did you ever think he'd see, like, they say all that stuff's coming.
Yeah, I wanted his reaction to things.
That's what I want.
Yes.
I don't. It feels like we're watching a Michael Jordan 60 Minutes interview in clips, as opposed to I don't even want to say the way it was presented, because I don't know that it was very vague all along. And maybe they just thought they were intentionally vague. I think they were intentionally vague. Too. But it allows your mind to go wherever you want it to go. And in my mind, I don't know that I imagined this would be the case, but if I were trying to imagine what would be fun, it's Michael Jordan sitting in a studio with a host and, you know, a couple other people and just reacting, just like you said, reacting to what he just saw. And so then the Bucks beat the Knicks, whatever to whatever. I'm Mike Tirico. Here's Carmelo Anthony and the GOAT, Michael Jordan. Giannis just did A, B, and C. Mike, what'd you think? I just want to hear him talk.
I do too.
Like, we don't hear him speak publicly very often. And so I guess this is better than nothing, but it's not as good as it could be. Probably because these were his stipulations.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be on TV. I'll talk to you. But I'm not flying into New York every week, sitting in a studio. And no, I'm playing golf and hanging out with my wife. Like, I'm not.
I mean, we can get you on Zoom, Mike.
I mean, honestly, like that he is the type of thing
you do that for.
Not even that, but like if you're at NBC and you're starting fresh with a show and you can do it anywhere and whatever, if you could get Michael Jordan to agree to be in studio every week, you would really build the studio wherever he wanted you to.
Mm-hmm.
You could do that. I mean, SVP has done that show, the Sports Center. He one of his things was he wanted to move it to Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
He wanted to be closer to there. So, boom, there it is. Danny McBride has told the story when they were doing Vice Principals for HBO. They wanted Bill Murray to play like a supporting role in it. And Bill Murray was like, I will do it, but only like basically Bill Murray said something like, I would love to do it, but I live in Charleston, South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really happy here right now. I don't want to. It's just not going to work for my schedule. What if we brought it to you? What if we came and shot it in Charleston, South Carolina? We could do this Vice Principal show. We could do it anywhere. We'll bring it to you. And so that's why it was shot where it was shot, because that's what you had to do to get Bill Murray. I imagine if Jordan was willing to do that, NBC would build it around him. My guess is the reason we're watching this the way we're watching it is because this is what he would agree to do.
Yeah.
So I guess it's better than nothing, but not as good as it could be. As for last night, I thought it was an interesting.
I did too.
Just to get his take on it. The topic was load management in the NBA. And he was asked by Mike Tirico what he thinks of just the idea of load management. Load management, for people who aren't familiar, in the NBA is basically you are healthy enough to play tonight. If it were Game 7 of the NBA Finals, tonight you would play. But you're not going to play because we're preserving energy. We're trying to not put as many miles on your body. Obviously, different franchises handle it different ways, but it's a very real thing that has become a real divisive topic within the sport of basketball. So Mike Tirico asked Michael Jordan about that, and here's what he said about load management. Quote, well, it shouldn't be needed, first and foremost. You know, I never wanted to miss a game because it was an opportunity to prove. It was something that I felt like the fans are there that watched me play. I want to impress that guy way up on the top who probably worked his ass off to get a ticket or to get money to buy the ticket. He said, you play basketball on average, let's say 3 times a week, maybe 4. Game's going to take anywhere from 2 to 3 hours. You know, there's 24 of those in the day. You should be spending the other 21 or 20 hours getting ready to play in your next game. And then he sort of caught himself because I think he realized in real time how this was going to play, because of all the things we know about Michael Jordan, one of them is that we know quite definitively that he did not play basketball for 2 or 3 hours and then spend the rest of every day getting ready to play basketball again. He drank and he smoked and he gambled a lot. But that even underlines his point. He says it shouldn't be needed. I didn't need it. There were times where he was consistently among the league leaders in games played as the face of the NBA. And his point is basically, if I didn't need it, why does anybody need it? And I think what he fails to recognize, or at least verbalize, is that the game is very different than when he played it. It's faster. I saw Sam Presti talk about this in Oklahoma City at some point this offseason. But he was like, when people go back and talk about the way it used to be, they don't acknowledge that it's just not that way anymore. Not just load management, but the actual thing that we're doing, the basketball game that we're playing. Like, I don't know, somebody in the building would have all the data on this, but like the number of miles, literal miles, a point guard used to run, move, accumulate in a basketball game is dramatically different than it is today. I don't know the numbers exactly, but like you can find them on the internet. How many miles per game does Steph Curry move? And then compare that to how many miles per game Michael Jordan moved. I bet you they're not close. So the argument for load management is, at least among the arguments, is like, yeah, it's cool that back in the 90s they were playing 82 games in 37 minutes and whatever, but they weren't moving the way these guys are moving in 2025. They weren't moving as quickly, as definitively, as often. And so it's just a bad apples to oranges comparison, which I get on some level. But the reason I think I still side with Michael Jordan in the load management debate is because I am never comparing Ja Morant's minutes or games played or Jaren Jackson's minutes or games played to Michael Jordan's or Scottie Pippen's. I'm just looking at other players in their primes in the NBA right now. So, like, if you were arguing to me all of your reasons for implementing real load management with the Grizzlies, because famously, like last year, our starters played fewer than anybody else's starters, minutes per game, blah, 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 blah. If you were going to argue that, I would ask you this question, and then you would have to answer it to me. Here's the question. If load management is a necessity in the NBA, then tell me why Nikola Jokic last year could play 70 games, 37 minutes per game. Or why Devin Booker could play 75, 37 minutes per game. Or why Anthony Edwards could play 79 games, 36 minutes per game. Now, I just gave you 3 different players, all of them excellent, different body types, different positions. Why don't they have to load manage? That's the question. Just why? Why don't they have to? Why don't they do it? I mean, you can go on and on and on. It's a real thing in the NBA, but it is not assigned to every player.
Yep.
So why?
I don't know. And I saw yesterday that the league is going to start, I guess, how they evaluate like injury situations around the league, that they're going to start doing it differently or paying more close attention. I don't remember exactly what it was, so I don't want to speak out of turn. So I think that's, obviously they're going to try to do something to stop it from happening as much. I mean, I still go back to, I just think if you want each individual game to matter so much and everybody to play in it, which it should, right? Like an individual NBA game, tickets are expensive. Every one of them should matter just as much as the next one, right? Then I think back-to-backs like eventually will have to go away. I do.
There are arguments to support that and other things.
I mean, NFL players, and obviously way more violent sport, you're running into each other, everything. You get a week off, right? Like between games.
Yeah, but, Anthony Edwards had back-to-backs last year.
Yeah.
And he played in 79 games, 36 minutes per. So Anthony Edwards is playing in the year 2025.
Yeah.
Like, if he can do that, then why do we believe that asking other people to do that is too big of an ask? Like, I know there are franchises, including this one, that have data and they believe in it, but they never show it to you. This could all be resolved very easily if one of the smart people working in an NBA franchise would stand up and say, here's all the data, and
this is why
argue
we do
with
it.
me.
Yeah.
You argue with me now, okay? All right, you done with your questions? Now let me ask you some questions, because here's what we have.
Yeah.
But they don't, it's something they believe in, but either it's too complicated for simpletons like us to understand, or the science on it is a little in question. Because clearly not every franchise applies it in similar ways. We say things all the time like, well, when you have hundreds of millions of dollars wrapped up in a thing, you got to be careful with that thing. And that's among the explanations for John Jaron sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Why aren't they playing tonight? Or why are they only playing 27 minutes? Well, you got to take care of these things when you got this type of... How much money do you think Minnesota's got invested in Anthony Edwards?
Right.
All right? And they clearly have just a totally different approach with their star player, who is also young and in his prime. They have a totally different approach. And oh, by the way, they've been to back-to-back Western Conference Finals.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So that's where I'm at, and that's where I'll forever be. Until you can prove it to me, I'm not going to take your word for it, all right? Because I know it didn't used to be this way. And if you want to argue, yeah, GP, but the game has changed. Cool, but you're playing the same game Minnesota's playing. In the same year, Minnesota's playing it, and they put their star on the court every night, and he plays 36 minutes. So who's right and who's wrong? Because you guys are approaching it dramatically differently. So who's right and who's wrong? The entertainment part of it is something Jordan touched on that I think is absolutely true as well. That's what this is. Jess made this point earlier. You can make it in a million different ways. But like, imagine you were going to see a Broadway show. But like 1 out of every 5 performances, the star of the show wasn't going to be there. Not because they're sick or got a broken leg, but because, got to rest your voice every 5 days.
Mm-hmm.
But you would never know when that voice resting was going to come. Well, that's a real problem. You'd be a little hesitant to buy that ticket, wouldn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I want to go see this show with this person, but there's a 1 in 5 chance this person won't play just because, won't perform just because. That messes up your ticket sales, right? You can't reliably assume the star is going to be there. Well, that's another problem with load management. Your customers.
Mm.
Imagine there's a Taylor Swift tour. She's touring the world. But 1 out of every 6 shows, she ain't going to be there, and you don't know which one. Well, why wouldn't she be there? Just, we've got some science that says Taylor will be able to perform better for longer if she rests her voice by skipping the 1 out of every 6 shows. Well, we just watched Beyonce go on tour. She never missed a show. Yeah, I know, but we know what we're doing. Okay. But I'm watching other shows, other tours, and they're not doing it this way. And they seem to be going well. I'm forever skeptical. Mm. I'm not one of those that just screams at you numbers nerds and all that. Like, I'm a numbers nerd myself at my core. But this is one where I'm a little skeptical. Mm. And apparently so is Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
He'll be on NBC. We'll see what he's up to next week.
Number 3.
Jaylen Brown's hilarious.
What's going on?
Well, first, let's back up to the beginning.
Yep.
So he's playing against the Knicks and Celtics, right? And went viral pretty quickly. He's driving in the lane, gets his head down. Kyra, I think you got it.
It's Jaylen in there today.
Oh, Kyra's not there.
Mm-mm.
Okay, well, guess I should have probably picked up on that by now.
Yeah, when I was saying, hey, Jaylen, 50 times before the show started.
Yeah, you have to understand I'm not hearing a word you're saying until the lights come on. So you might notice he drives in, OG Anunoby's there, and he wipes his head on OG's shirt and leaves a black mark on OG's jersey. Mm-hmm. It's clearly like some
He's
hair.
filling in the lines.
And so I guess embarrassing, right? I mean, you don't want to go viral for the wrong reasons. So I guess embarrassing on some level. And yet Jaylen Brown decided he would tackle it head on and subscribe to the theory of if you're laughing at yourself, people can't really laugh at you. They have to laugh with you. And went on his stream yesterday and, had the whole crew in there and they're messing with his hair, trying to get it right. And actually called LeBron to get advice on how to fix his hairline.
What LeBron say?
They couldn't get him.
Of course,
He left him a voicemail, it appeared. And he was like, yo, man, let's leave all this other stuff behind. I know we've had our differences, but I need you right now, bro. I've got a hairline problem. And they were talking about going to Turkey to get it fixed.
Yeah.
They were looking at flights to Turkey in the middle of the season.
I think it's expensive.
He was just having fun with it.
I think it's a little pricey.
Which I think is the best way to handle these types of situations. Just laugh at yourself, and it diffuses everybody else's jokes. How are you going to make fun of Jaylen Brown if he's making fun of himself?
You can't.
No, it's like Chris Farley, rest in peace. He run on stage, take his shirt off all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Big guy, yeah.
Laugh at himself so that you're not laughing at. You might laugh with me, but you ain't gonna laugh at me because I'm gonna be laughing with you.
Yeah.
Now I think he was probably sad on the inside and all that stuff, but whatever. It's much easier to laugh at yourself and move on than it is to try to act like it's not what it was. Or I saw an NHL reporter and she got caught on camera. She was running in high heels down the hall at hockey arena. And some surveillance camera or some camera caught her and she just fell. She just face planted in the hall and it got put online or what. And she just had fun with it. And it was yeah, that's me. That's me falling down in front of the whole New York Rangers team or whatever. Just approach it head on, have fun with it, laugh at yourself, and move on. There's a lesson in there from Jaylen Brown.
I like Jaylen. He seems like a good guy.
He seems interesting to me. He seems like if he weren't a basketball player, he'd still be doing something interesting in this world.
Mm-hmm.
He seems like a sharp guy.
Yeah.
I don't know him at all, but he seems like a sharp guy.
I think so too.
With a bad hairline.
Yeah.
I hope he gets it addressed. You know what? You know what you can always do, right?
Mm-hmm. That's right. Yep. Welcome to the club, brother.
Welcome to the club.
Number 4.
Manny Pacquiao. I don't know what we're doing here. Has said he and Floyd Mayweather are in discussions to maybe fight again in 2026. Bennett, it's 2025 right now. That means that we could have Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao in the ring next year. Who needs this other than maybe them, specifically them?
I mean, if they throw it on Netflix, I bet a bunch of people will watch.
I don't think I would out of principle.
I mean, you watch Tyson versus Paul.
And I think that was the end of an era for me.
Yeah, I'm done after this.
I just first off, it's just sad. It's never what you want to see.
It's not going to be what you imagine, right? Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not going to be what you remember.
It's going to be two old men.
Yeah.
Doing something they don't need to be doing anymore. Why are we doing this? Imagine if next Tuesday on NBC, Mike Tirico wearing the exact same clothes and Michael Jordan wearing the exact same clothes were talking. And Michael Jordan said, hey, you know what we're thinking of doing next year? Me and Magic might play one-on-one. I'd be like, I guess, but what? Why are you and Magic Johnson playing one-on-one?
That I'd my watch, actually.
Maybe, but we're fine. We don't need that.
Yeah.
How about this? We'll watch John Morant and Anthony Edwards play one-on-one.
Okay. Sign me up.
You guys just sit over here and be old. We don't do this. Not in the ways we do with boxing. Nobody knows how to let go.
Yeah, and I do think that there's an eye roll in the sense that, you didn't give this to... I know they fought once upon a time, but it was not when everybody wanted to see them fight. You didn't give this to the people when they really wanted it. Right. And so now it's kind of it's almost like spitting in their face. Come on, dude, we wanted to see y'all in your prime do this.
I never got the Pacquiao-Mayweather fight when I wanted it, which was when they were both in their primes. By the time they actually got in the ring together, Pacquiao was not the same guy anymore.
That's right.
And he was actually hurt. I think hurt in heading into that fight. So, and that fight was boring. So when they were both still active professional boxers and they've gotten a ring, it was not good. So why would you want to do that again? I'm out on this. I'm
going to pass.
I got no business. They got no business doing this. And I think out of principle, I would just not turn it on. Just in my own little way, a little silent protest. I am a boxing fan.
Mm-hmm.
I love watching great fights. I don't like watching great fighters get into a ring far after it's clear they don't belong in a ring anymore. This isn't even like Muhammad Ali going out sad, because Muhammad Ali was an active fighter.
Yes.
Until he wasn't. He just maybe fought 3 times too many or whatever. But he didn't stop fighting outside of, when he couldn't fight, and then be like, all right, but 10 years later, I need a payday, so I'm coming back. But we do this in boxing all the time. Like Manny Pacquiao hasn't been a real boxer in that world for years. Same with Floyd. I don't need this. Whenever they do it, I'm going to find something else to do.
Unless it's during like the middle of the summer and there's not a lot of sports on.
On principle, Bennett.
Okay. I'll watch it.
You can tell me about it.
I'll tell you about it.
We'll come in here. We'll come in here and I'll be like, so Bennett, you watch the fight?
But if they do it this time of year, we're going to miss it. Sorry.
I'm going to miss it no matter what. So
okay.
You got to have your boundaries, Bennett.
I got you.
Number 5.
Okay, Bennett, this is wild.
What's going on? I sent you this because the headline just grabbed me.
A truck in Mississippi.
That's right down there.
Buddy. A truck in Mississippi.
You live there.
A truck in my home state. Flipped over. It was carrying monkeys.
Uh-huh.
And the first headline was that
intense.
These monkeys were infected with herpes
and COVID. Yes.
Buddy?
Yes.
Woo.
That was in the initial headline. It has since been changed a little bit. I believe that there was some research done.
I ran upstairs, went digging through all my drawers.
Yeah.
I put a mask on.
Yeah, dude.
I put one of my old masks on. Grabbed a condom just in case.
Uh-huh.
I didn't do any of those things. Monkeys running around with COVID and herpes?
That's a dangerous combo right there.
I told my boys, get inside.
Yeah.
I don't need you catching herpes from a monkey today. Get on inside. Let's play inside today.
So what's the latest? I heard that they were able to wrangle him up.
Well,
they killed him, didn't they?
Wrangle.
They killed him, didn't they? Come on.
Wrangle is one way to put it. Another way to put it would be they eliminated him. They unalived him.
I don't like that.
I think that's how you do it.
I think it was a truck. It was a truck. That flipped over or something.
Then you just got monkeys running around, and they call. There's like people you call. There's a whole business, and their job is to come kill animals that don't need to be alive. That's their job. What a wild job that is.
I don't love that.
It's like being a professional hunter. You just wait for your phone to ring, and somebody's like, "Yo, we got some monkeys out here on the interstate." Like, I'll be right there.
Damn.
That's just blasting monkeys in the middle of Mississippi.
How'd they get the herpes?
Oh, probably kissed the wrong monkey.
I didn't do a ton. Just the headline grabbed me, and I didn't do a ton of like reading after that. But just because again, the COVID thing was not true. That was not. That was just to get people's attention.
The confusion stems from the idea that when the truck overturned, the truck driver was in a state of panic and was like, "These monkeys got STDs and COVID and everything else." He was just yelling stuff. Mm-hmm. So they acted on that. And so when you think you got infected monkeys running around, you got to tell people, right?
Yes.
Stay inside. You only get herpes from a monkey today. What a wild thing.
Oh, they were from Tulane.
I think they were headed to Tulane.
It says the wreck went down in Heidelberg. You remember where that that place?
It was in Jasper County, Bennett.
Jasper County. The truck containing several monkeys infected with hepatitis C, herpes, and COVID crashed en route from Tulane University to, oh my God, an ad popped up, from Tulane University to a Florida testing lab.
Okay. So the driver was like, I got these monkeys and they got everything. They got every disease you could have. So they alert the, officials. Next thing you know, WREG's telling me I got.
Of course, they were the first local place to have the headline. They were on it immediately.
WREG couldn't wait.
They could not wait.
Couldn't wait.
That's the first place. I saw them before TMZ.
Oh, man. Oh, WREG, they love to tell you how bad everything is. Man, so they were like, you got these, get inside the house. You got these monkeys with STDs. And I was like, oh, no. Turns out these monkeys been living a little better than the truck drivers suspected. They don't have all these diseases.
Okay.
Or at least they're not confirmed to have all these diseases. It's not as bad as the initial headline. It's not the second headline, not as bad as the initial headline.
Well, that's good.
Not as bad as the initial report. Either way,
they killed all of them. Could you not? They got tranquilizers, like.
Well,
it did say that they were aggressive. It did in the headline. It made sure to point that out. But I mean, damn. Tranquilizer dart.
I don't know how it works.
I don't know how it works either. And I feel like I'm speaking out of turn a little bit, but come on.
But would it be wild? But the monkeys, man, I'm telling you, like Mississippi's a wild place. We got our own little STDs down there in our Mississippi. Wouldn't it be wild if these monkeys, everybody's operating under the assumption they got herpes, but they didn't. But then they got loose in Mississippi, picked it up. Wouldn't be the first people to ever pick up herpes in Mississippi.
Man, Jasper County, yeah.
Buddy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's probably true. Damn.
I mean, you know what I'm saying?
I guess I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
I guess I know what you're saying.
I'm just saying, listen, if any of the monkeys made it, just be careful, all right? You're in Mississippi.
Mm-hmm.
Be careful. I've been there my whole life.
Yeah.
Just be careful who you're talking to and who you're messing around with, and just be careful. It's Mississippi. There's a lot of stuff going on down there,
Yeah. Be careful.
Be careful. Be careful. All right, be back with GP's Carryout.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing compares to catching your Grizzlies IRL. And that all starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can catch every highlight. Put that jersey collection to use for the next game and get Grizzlies tickets at Ticketmaster. Whether they're here at FedEx Forum or on the road, Ticketmaster's got your back when it comes to scoring tickets. And there's no better brag than saying you saw it live. Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing beats catching your Grizzlies IRL, and nobody knows that better than you. So next time you want to hit up a game, Ticketmaster's got your back with tickets to every upcoming matchup. Whether you're catching the Grizzlies at home or on the road, you'll find tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Keep putting that jersey collection to use and get Grizzlies tickets today. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside again soon, Memphis.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item. Whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
The countdown to the 2025-2026 Grizzlies season is on, and our 10-game packs are the ticket to your ultimate fan experience. Whether you want to see the big names or just cheer on your team on the weekend, you can save money on a ticket pack that fits you. Choose from 4 different pack varieties or stack multiple packs to make sure you don't miss any marquee matchup or electric atmosphere this season. Visit Grizzlies.com packs to get your ticket pack today.
presented by Ortho South. Let's wrap this up with GP's Carryout.
It's time for GP's Carryout. One final segment filled with stuff to take with you. It's not everything you need to know, but it's most of it. What did we miss today?
We got an update earlier today on the situations connected to Terry Rozier and Chauncey Billups, the gambling arrests that were made last week. Shams Charania at ESPN is reporting that neither will be paid their salaries while they are on leave by the NBA. And there was a separate report yesterday that disclosed that in the year 2023, when Terry Rozier is alleged to have manipulated his prop bet and removed himself from a game so a bunch of unders could cash, that he had an IRS debt of $8 million. He owed the federal government $8 million.
They always come collecting.
And that's just, I guess, that's how it happens, huh?
Yeah.
That's how you end up in a situation where you're thinking about doing something at work that could cost you your freedom, your reputation, and ultimately your career. Not to mention millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. And so you start looking for ways out, and I guess this is one, and I guess it was okay up until the point you got caught. But yeah, it sounds like both Chauncey and Terry are up against it here. I wish him luck. Or not.
What's today's biggest game?
It's Game 5 World Series.
Yeah.
It's the Dodgers and the Blue Jays.
Took an L yesterday.
Boy, you laid 200 yesterday.
Yeah. How am I doing? Do you?
Yeah, of course I know. I've got you at... I mean, it cost you 2 units yesterday.
I know. That was a bad one.
So now you're 273, 237, and 4. You're positive plus 7.9 units.
Okay.
Tonight, we get Game 5. It's Blake Snell against Trey Savage, the 22-year-old rookie. We're doing it at Dodger Stadium. 7 o'clock first pitch. It's on Fox. The Dodgers are minus 190. And get you Toronto at plus 170.
And you said they're still heavy favorites to win the World Series,
They
correct?
are both 190 tonight.
Yeah.
And 190 to win the World Series.
Okay, so then that just tells me that they have to win tonight's game for that to stay true. So, yeah, I'll go Dodgers. I don't love this. I'm not loving this. I thought about going Blue Jays last night, but
Blake Snell's 3-1 this postseason, 2.42 ERA. He's the 2-time Cy Young Award winner. Bennett's going with the Dodgers. He's laying He's laying 190 tonight. First pitch 7 o'clock. We're going to do it on Fox.
What are we watching on TV?
Can I interest you in season 2 of Nobody Wants This? Do you watch Nobody Wants This on Netflix?
My wife loves that show. That's the Kristen Bell. Isn't that right?
Yes.
Yeah, where she marries the rabbi.
Kristen Bell, Adam Brody.
Yes.
Yes. Season 2, it dropped, I guess, last Friday. Yeah, that's how I've noticed it too. My wife was watching. Is this just something wife to watch?
My wife loves it. She's stoked about this.
Okay.
I didn't see. I saw it like, I'm sitting on the couch like watching a game on my phone, and it's kind of there, and so I'm paying attention loosely. That was good.
86% approval on Rotten Tomatoes. Kristen Bell trying to pull herself out of a little scandal. You see, she got in trouble.
What'd she do?
She made what I'm assuming she thought was a sweet post about her husband,
Dax Shepard. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's an anniversary post. I'll just read it to you. You tell me if she should be taking bullets for this.
All right.
Happy 12th anniversary to the man who once said to me, quote, I would never kill you. A lot of men have killed their wives at a certain point. Even though I'm heavily incentivized to kill you, I never would.
I think it's funny.
It's like
it's dark humor.
It's dark humor.
I think she's funny.
She is funny.
Yeah.
It's dark humor. That's all it is.
Yeah, just accept it.
No, she had to cancel a late show appearance.
Oh, Jesus.
And being asked to apologize.
Why?
Because there are women who are really out there who are victims of domestic violence, and this could be triggering. And we've reached a point. I don't know if you've noticed.
Everyone's offended.
We've reached a point in the world where almost anything you can say could trigger somebody.
Yeah.
And so you got to figure out how to get through this world. And Kristen Bell, she like stepped on a landmine here apparently.
Oh God,
I read it.
I like to laugh.
Here's the truth. I saw that post before I saw the controversy, and
you knew.
I don't. No. I just sort of chuckled at it. I was like, that is the type of thing I would say. That's the type of thing I would say. Like, yeah, you see me in here with Jessica all the time, and I'm like, oh, it'd be wild if you got, if you got shot walking the dog, and like we're just laughing and playing around, and imagine if I had to apologize because somebody really did get shot walking a dog, and like we're just talking, relax.
I think Lady Gaga's dog walker did actually.
Yeah, like what if I had to apologize because I joked around
offensive.
with Jessica about walking a dog and maybe getting shot? Like it's just like relax. Anyway, I saw the post and I was like, that's sweet. Well, that's funny, cute, and whatever. And then like next thing you know, she's got to cancel stuff. Anyway, she's got a hit show on Netflix. It's season 2. It is called Nobody Wants This.
What's the best thing we've read?
Well, over at CBS Sports, we got bold predictions for college football over there. And number 1 on the homepage, this will be the wildest coaching carousel we've ever seen. I think we've known that for a little while, right? Big jobs open, Penn State, LSU, Florida. You can read all about it, cbssports.com.
What's on tap for tomorrow?
Well, tomorrow's Thursday, so we'll be looking back at Grizz Suns, getting ready for the following night, which is the Lakers in town.
Yep.
Halloween night. Michael Wallace will join me. I'll talk all things Grizzlies with him. Should be fun. Looking forward to it already. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll enjoy mine. Meet back here tomorrow at 10. Till then, be careful, be kind, be good. Rep your hood.